The first thing anyone sees in your ad is the hook. It's the make or break moment where you have less than a second or two to stop the scroll. Because if your ad isn't working, then 90% of the time it's the hook. But here's the part that most people miss. A good hook doesn't just grab attention, it has to pull the right person in and set up the sale. Because you can just run clickbait ads and just stop the scroll, but a great hook stops the scroll and starts moving them towards buying, which is the most important part. I spent 6 years writing hooks for Ecom brands and burned through millions in ad spend, figuring out what actually stops the scroll. In the next 16 minutes, I'm going to hand you the exact framework I use, break down the ads that nailed it, and show you how to write hooks that actually convert and make the sale. Alright, fellas. First thing we gotta talk about. What is the framework of a good hook even? What if you just ran random clickbait stuff, right? A hook, obviously, we know, is the first thing a prospect will see when you view your ad, so you need to make sure that it's sticky so they can watch the rest of the videos. Pretend you are fishing and the hook is the bait. The hook's job is to have the fish stay on the hook so you can reel it in. You might have a great hook that attracts bites from the fish, but if the bait does not reel in fish, end of the day, it's a flawed hook. They like to bite on it, people like to watch it, but no one actually clicks through on it. High hook rates are meaningless when you don't make the sale. So we'll build this hook framework on content creators, which are the best ad hooks in the world. Look at TikTok Shop, they're all dominated by UGC creators, the most crazy ones. They're the best in the world at hooks. So we force ads onto prospects and creators don't get that luxury. So we're gonna steal some content from them, right? So whether that is stealing from Violish, Mr. Beast, Harry Dry, shout out to all of those dudes, other creators who master the hook. Nothing here is gonna be original. It's just things that we've seen work. A few things you need to know in the hooks. What are things that you must have? Because not all great hooks need all three, but most of them do. Keep in mind, these things can be included in the visual and does not need to be in the text as well. In case someone says, oh, why is there no text on this? It's just some vague visual that works. It's because of what the visual is communicating with the customer. So first thing is the emotion. The hook needs to evoke a strong emotion. Second thing is the curiosity gap. The hook needs to create a large enough curiosity gap for the prospect to want to know more. 3 is high stakes. Why do they need to be invested in it? Why do they need to watch the rest of the video? So let's give you guys an example of what a good hook looks like. This 25-year-old kid knows exactly how I'm gonna die just from this. Emotion it evokes is fear. Someone's gonna die. Curiosity gap. How does he know I'm gonna die? High stakes. Of course, dying is high stakes. It's important you know why. This is a top of funnel ad that funnels down their hook, their product, a generic testing kit. Crazy, insane positioning from the hook alone. What does your coffee taste like on Mondays? This coffee tastes like you should shut up until I finish it. The emotion evoked is shock. Why are you swearing at it? The heck? Curiosity gap is the coffee actually good if they say it? High stakes being that coffee is so good, people will shut up rather than put down the cup. An aesthetic ad that banks on relatability and humor relies very heavily on the copy, like this one over here. So this one over here is another example. I've had 4 cats in my life, and I'm embarrassed to say that I just learned this. Emotion, obviously, embarrassment from not knowing sooner. Curiosity, what did you learn? High stakes being cat being thrown into a boat. Well, what the heck is happening here? But at the same time, it's gonna lead to the body that actually explains it. As you can see, a portion of the framework can also be baked in the visuals of the ad, cat being thrown in. These 3 factors can be through copy, visual, or even audio. So the contents of the ad has nothing to do with the cat throwing clip, but the visual is there just to create high stakes. Just to show you guys, you can make it like clickbait, quote unquote, but I wouldn't use the word clickbait. You can make it high stakes. You can make it like what the heck is going on, curiosity gap, but you need to make sure that you evoke the right person to actually watch the video. Right, we've gone through some examples of hooks already and just the concept of looking at it from emotion, curiosity, as well as stakes. So there are 2 ways to actually write a great hook. Either you make a promise or you write an open loop. Making a promise means you give the prospect context or how Harry Dry describes it as leaving the meat in the hook. Opening a loop is a different concept where you create intrigue or an edge where the prospect must watch to learn more. The quick note before examples is that most open loops have a promise buried inside them, but the 2 aren't the same thing, and mixing them up is where hooks goes off. Of course, the king of hooks in general is Mr. Beast, which is why he has 470 million subscribers. All his channel views are insane. few hundred million each because he really knows how to make great hooks. A promise hands over everything they need to know, and they still click. If something is interesting enough to make people stay, just say it. Don't be clever, just be clear. If you had somehow had to clear the cleanser, just tell people you had to clear the cleanser and why. An open loop runs on the opposite move. You withhold information. You give just enough to hook them, not enough to understand, so they keep watching, close the gap. The top creators on YouTube, Instagram all have the same thing as well. Think of this like a spectrum, where some are clear promises, some are open loops, a few mix both together. So let's look at some examples, right? Like MrBeast is the king of making promises. All he does is making promises, literally just from the title itself. The world's most expensive flight. You watch it because you want to know what the actual promise is. The context of the video is so good that he just has to make it a promise because the promise is so outlandish that people just want to click more. So, the example on the left here shows why copywriting is so important. CBS Morning decided to make a promise but had already revealed everything from the title alone. Furthermore, they had narrowed their hook power by naming only California. Whereas it's an old ass video, I'm sure everyone has watched this. Veritasium made a promise and opened a loop simultaneously by asking one question. He promised that there are in fact going to be 96 million balls while withholding information on why they are there. Look at this two right here. California floats shaped balls to battle drought. I know what's going to happen already at the end. The outcome is paid off. Why would I watch further? I know what's going to happen already. Whereas Veritasium's one is like, it creates intrigue, open loop. Why are 96 million black balls on this reservoir? People want to click to learn more because it's such an outlandish claim. Why are there 96 million black balls? Curiosity gap is there. A great hook must not need prior context, have zero backstory as you're making videos that users were not planning on watching. So it's not like retargeting anymore. It's something that someone who has never seen your brand or product before, they need to understand it. A great hook must immediately start in action. Don't over-explain what they need to know. Build upon the intrigue with curiosity. It's like, okay, you're explaining someone that it also very much depends on your sophistication level. If people you're targeting, let's say targeting biohackers, they already know, oh, you need to do your blood work. You don't need to over-explain, here's how you do your blood work. You go to the doctor and get your regular blood work. Like, they already know. So the last thing is just that there shouldn't be any chaos with the hook. Some people try to cram too many like effects on it. Back in the days, dank memes, COD edits. When there's too much things to focus on, you don't really know what's going to happen. A confused brain will scroll. You need to make people curious, not confused. When you're in doubt, it's always good to dumb down your hook. We're really scratching the surface over here. The things we covered really is just 2 modules out of like the whole evolved copywriting program, which is a lot more things. It's just one out of the other like 4 or 5 programs we have on creatives, offers, supply chain. Most of you are content writers, not really copywriters, right? Content creators write words that are educational and entertaining. Copywriters write to reinforce a position in the user's mind and most importantly, influence their behavior. In other words, you make the prospect buy. Out of all the skills, copywriting is one of the most high leverage skills in DTC marketing. Even for me, I use my copywriting skills across my ads, writing this brief, YouTube, emails, talking to my team, negotiating with suppliers, which is why building a copywriting program for us was so high value and actionable. In an AI world where everyone is just funnel hacking using, Claude, figure it out, copy paste, there's never been a better time to learn better copywriting and stand out from the crowd. Because you need to learn the hard skill of how to write so you understand whether Claude's output is good or not. Not just because it sounds nice, but you need to know, is it going to drive action or not? So, a lot of theory, but let's go into some great examples. Let's play some examples over here. She literally is drawing.
Everyone says that this is the most durable eyeliner on the internet. We're about to test that out and see if that's true. First of all, the first thing I'm going to do is we're going to see if it stays on my tongue the whole entire time, okay? I'm going to go and see how it glides.
Bruh?
Oh my God. Ooh, if you get it in time before 30 seconds though, you should be. Let me smudge it out. So that's nice. Thing off.
Alright, that's literally the whole video. A very organic style video you see on TikTok shop. What's the text? I can't believe this. It lasts through anything. The voiceover be heard. Everyone says that this is the most durable eyeliner on the internet. Emotion obviously is shocked because from the videos alone, like, what the fuck is going on? Why is she drawing on her tongue? Curiosity gap is that they want to stick around to find out why is she drawing the eyeliner on her tongue. The high stakes, I don't think we need to explain a lot more when she's drawing the thing on her tongue already. It's a UGC video, obviously, about eyeliner. People stop from the scroll because it's so weird. But the thing is, if we just drew like random stuff without using an eyeliner, it wouldn't hit as hard, because only people who knows like what this is or she explains the eyeliner will care to watch in the first place. We're trying to attract the right audience at the same time while you do your hook, not just make it as weird as possible. By drawing on her tongue and making a claim that is still going to be there at the end of the video, she's making a promise, because now the audience will still see if it's true. It's really the most durable eyeliner on the internet. And the rest of the video literally is just her proving it. She's putting it on her eye. It's still gonna last when she rubs it, on the tongue when she rubs it. The video also checks the 3 other must-haves for a great hook. It did not need any other prior context. It just starts off immediately with her drawing her tongue, and it didn't confuse the audience but made curiosity of why she's doing that to her tongue. Another example over here, let's take a look.
Drink alcohol if you want to destroy your liver. But if you want to cleanse your liver, eat King Trumpet. Consume energy drinks if you want to damage your kidneys. But if you want to support your kidneys, eat shiitake. Eat donuts if you want stubborn belly fat. But if you want to shrink your belly, eat reishi. Eat candy.
Literally, that's all he's gonna do the whole rest of the video. You're gonna do this, do that, do this, do that. First off, voiceover is drink alcohol if you want to destroy your liver. Okay, it's things that we already know about. We already agree, but we're just confused. Why is he holding up that bag? Or why is he asking me to drink alcohol? Curiosity gap obviously is, why is a doctor holding both like organ and alcohol at the same time? That's not the usual thing you see a doctor holding. High stakes is that the consequences described by the doctor are all high stakes. So it's a video ad that leans into authority figure. This video has a very simple repetitive format where the doctor will name something that will be bad for you, then name an alternative. Obviously, it's very dialogue heavy, but it never wastes a second on setup. The doctor's already mid scene from frame 1. Weaker edits might open with context, great acts go straight to the point. Because it starts with things that people already all know. We all know alcohol is bad for your liver. Oh, but you want another alternative for that? Do this. Oh, makes sense. So that's literally what the whole ad is built on. A bunch of yeses. You really know, like, what the fuck is the doctor doing holding up alcohol? The emotion is there, the curiosity there, the stakes is already there as well. Next ad we will see. That's pretty much that. So it starts off, watch out for these ingredients when buying shampoo. Watch for these ingredients when buying shampoo was the hook. Emotion, fear, watch out. People want to know, what do I need to watch out for? So it tricks the brain to stick around as it's a warning. Curiosity gap obviously is, it creates an open loop. What do I need to watch out for? The customer wants to confirm that their own product doesn't have chemicals. High stakes, obviously they want to have their hair being damaged or harmful chemicals. Those are high stakes. So the visual they choose is very important. If it's just like another video of like a product, people already know you're gonna just be shilling their product. They don't want to stick around. But use a clip of a girl actually like doing their shampoo. Like, it's weird. Why is she doing it in such a small bowl? What is she doing in the first place? It creates curiosity. The text makes sure that you're actually attracting the right customer in this case. It also might be the case where they are attracting a lot of curly hair people, which is why they show it. The reason this ad leans on an open loop, that the body of the video is inherently less interesting on its own. Compare the 2 frames, right? Watch out for this ingredient versus my top 3 healthy ingredients. Which one wants to make you keep watching, right? Obviously the one that says watch out, because that's more of like something you makes people stick around because they want to make sure that it doesn't harm them. Emotions and stakes are higher in that case. So now you know the fundamentals of a great hook, and how to write one that not just stops the scroll but also drives curiosity and gets conversions. If you want more detailed guidance or coaching in Ecom and how to evolve to the next stage, we do run an elite consulting community called Evolve with over 600 active members, all doing anywhere from 100k per month to 10 mil plus per month. Because if you want the full playbook on creating winning ads and creative strategy, we do have hours and hours of training modules inside the community. We're in there every single day, answering questions and updating it every month as we update our strategies that we use. So we're going to be in there daily answering questions, working on what's working right now, and helping members troubleshoot whatever is holding them back. If that's something you benefit from, the link is down below. And once again, remember to take action from this video.